Like a police officer, I don't actually blame them for what they did because, like, you're saying somebody's coming over here, but they're not even here yet. Like, what are we supposed to wait? Maybe if they had called them, they took a little extra time. It is a bit much for a police officer. And they only, to make an arrest, it's just probable cause, right? So it's really on the prosecution to see, oh, yeah, they did the absolute minimum for probable cause. I mean, they didn't even do a sobriety test, right? And they didn't do all this stuff. And I pointed this out to the prosecutor. And one of my biggest things was I did tell them the only part that's making me feel uncomfortable is I kind of feel like you guys are going to use this case as a practice in a trial. And I just feel like that's not fair. Let's just go ahead and have her do a class and just dismiss it. But there's significant problems. And I told them, I said, you guys are always asking for a legal reason to dismiss. I've given you like 3 and you still want to go forward. They were expecting me to back down because they were like, come on, Ruben. I mean, it's 0.314. That's so huge. How can you go forward with it? And I was like, okay, well, we're going to see. That's when I did the suppression, and then we chose a jury. We did the suppression. I cross-examined the police officer. It was a lot because the 911 reporter did not come. I'm like, that's the real witness. Like, how are we going forward with them? And the judge was like, well, I mean, they can go forward if they want to. It doesn't mean that they're going to be able to win. I said, okay. I never got the Houston Fire Department's information. I never got their information. And I was like, wait a minute, I did a discovery request and I never got their information. And they were like, well, you could have subpoenaed him. I was like, how? I don't have his name or anything. Right. And they were like, well, we're not even using him as a witness. I'm like, how can you not use him as a witness? He literally spoke to her. And that's the only way that the police officers had a reason to interact with her. And so they just felt like that wasn't the reason. It was because of the 911 reporter. And so the judge kind of bought it. And I was like, trying to get a reset. I didn't even realize that they weren't going to call the Houston Fire Department until like the weekend before we were going to go. And so I said, this is a material witness, but the judge denied me. It's like I was trying to lie. She was like, she didn't buy my story or something. I'm like, I don't understand what this is. They didn't provide this when I asked for this. And I asked for it very early on. I'm talking in July. I don't actually wait until I go to trial to ask for the witness list. I asked like almost immediately. I couldn't believe that we were actually going. And I was like, okay, in the suppression hearing, we don't go into the rules of evidence. So I actually was able to play it.